What if I told you that one of the oldest Christian texts, possibly older than some New Testament books, was hidden for nearly 2,000 years? A text that reveals secrets about how early Christians lived, worshipped, and defended their beliefs in a world that didn't understand them. This is the Didache, a document offering a rare glimpse into the beginnings of Christianity, when faith was fragile and survival uncertain. The Didache, meaning teaching, was discovered in 1873, tucked away in a forgotten library corner in Constantinople by Archbishop Philotheos Bryennios. But this wasn't just any manuscript. It was a lost manual for early Christians, possibly from the 1st century, offering guidance on living as Christians in a hostile world. For nearly 2 millennia, it lay hidden or forgotten. But why? Why was such an important text concealed for so long? And why didn't it make it into the New Testament? Historians have debated its origins for decades. Some date it to the early 2nd century, while others believe it could have been written as early as 50 AD, making it one of the earliest Christian documents. But who wrote it? Was it penned by followers of the apostles, or by a rogue sect creating their own version of Christianity? The Didache was more than a book. It was a survival guide for early Christians living under constant threat of persecution. Being openly Christian could mean torture or death. This guide taught believers how to live differently, almost in secret from society. It's a window into their daily lives, how they prayed, prepared for baptism, and shared meals. These weren't just practical instructions. Each rule helped build a distinct identity that would endure through centuries. One of the most intriguing sections is the two ways, describing two paths, the way of life and the way of death. A moral code guiding followers on how to walk in light and avoid darkness. The way of life emphasizes virtues like love for God and neighbor. The way of death warns against vices like murder and greed. Interestingly, its ethics resemble Jewish moral codes more than later Christian teachings focused on grace through faith alone. Was early Christianity more intertwined with Judaism than we thought? The Didache also delves into rituals like baptism, fasting, and communion. Baptism was essential, but unlike modern practices requiring immersion, the Didache allowed for pouring water over someone's head if full immersion wasn't possible, showing how adaptable early Christians were under difficult circumstances. Fasting played a significant role too. Believers were instructed to fast on Wednesdays and Fridays, days different from those chosen by other religious groups like the Pharisees. This detail highlights how early Christians sought to distinguish themselves from others. Communion, or what we now call the Eucharist, was another key ritual described in detail. Early Christians gathered to break bread and drink wine in remembrance of Jesus' sacrifice, a practice still central today, but with subtle differences reflecting their unique context. Perhaps most fascinating is the section on church structure during times of persecution. Despite these challenges, or maybe because of them, the Didache insisted on clear leadership roles. Bishops oversaw congregations, deacons assisted them. Prophets played an important role too, but not all prophets were genuine. The Didache warned against false teachers exploiting people's faith, a problem still relevant today. For centuries after its disappearance around 400 AD, no one knew if the Didache still existed until its rediscovery sparked debates among scholars. Was this truly an ancient relic or a forgery? Today, most scholars agree it likely dates back close to when the apostles themselves spread the gospel across the Roman Empire. Despite being revered by some early Christians like Clement of Alexandria, the Didache never made it into our modern Bible because councils excluded texts without clear theological narratives like Gospels or epistles, but rather focused on practical matters instead. This raises questions about what other valuable teachings may have been deliberately excluded. The Didache offers rich insights into hidden histories that shaped early Christian communities whose faith endured despite overwhelming odds. What other treasures might be waiting to be rediscovered in forgotten libraries around the world? The Didache provides an unparalleled look into the lives of Christianity's earliest followers, revealing both practical aspects of daily living and deeper spiritual truths guiding them through perilous times. If you enjoyed this journey into the past, please let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more mysteries, myths, and magic.